Are you fascinated by the mysteries of ancient Egypt? Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden within the pyramids? The Egyptian pyramids are among the most recognizable and enigmatic buildings worldwide. These enormous tombs were created to serve as the final resting places of Egypt's pharaohs during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods. Numerous archaeological artifacts have been uncovered inside the pyramids over the years, offering important new information about the pharaoh's life, the building of the pyramids, and the ancient Egyptians' religious beliefs. The pyramids continue to be a valuable source of historical data, including sarcophagi, mummies, funerary objects, and hieroglyphics. In this video, we'll look at some of the most important discoveries uncovered during excavations inside the pyramids, and talk about the insights they provide into the past and culture of ancient Egypt. Let's begin. Sarcophagi and mummies. Some of the most significant findings in the Egyptian pyramids include sarcophagi and mummies. A sarcophagus is a coffin or container used to house the deceased's mummy. They were frequently carved with fine detail, adorned with hieroglyphics, and inscribed. They were typically constructed of stone or wood. Mummies are dead people's preserved bodies, which are generally discovered in tombs from ancient Egypt. To prepare the body for the afterlife, mummification involves draining the body of its internal organs and drying it out. The mummy was subsequently placed inside a coffin after being bandaged with linen. Sarcophagi and mummies of pharaohs and other royal family members have been discovered in numerous pyramids. These discoveries reveal important details about ancient Egypt's cultic and funeral customs. The sarcophagi and mummies provide more insight into the lives of these influential men and the craftsmanship and art of the era. It's important to note that certain sarcophagi and mummies were discovered outside pyramids, in other tombs or graveyards. The most well-known instance was Tutankhamun's tomb, when archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the boy mummy king and a wealth of funerary artifacts in the Valley of the Kings. Funerary artifacts. Funerary artifacts are things interred with the dead to care for them after they pass away. These items, discovered inside numerous Egyptian pyramids, shed important light on the values and practices of ancient Egyptian culture. For instance, numerous mummies have been discovered wearing elaborate jewelry, including necklaces, bracelets, and rings made of gold, silver, and valuable stones. Numerous pyramids also had pottery containers to hold food and other offerings for the dead. In the pyramids, sculptures of gods and goddesses, as well as those of the deceased, were erected to guard the pharaoh in the afterlife. The mummy's internal organs were kept in canopic jars, which were also discovered within. Additionally, several pyramids hold papyri and scrolls that have taught scholars a lot about the culture and religion of the ancient Egyptians. Shabtis, little sculptures of servants who would help the dying in the afterlife, were also discovered. These burial objects offer a window into the pharaohs' lives and the religious practices of ancient Egypt. Hieroglyphics and inscriptions. Texts that have been carved or engraved into a surface are called inscriptions. They may be penned in hieratic script, a streamlined version of hieroglyphics, or demotic script, a more cursive form of hieroglyphics. The pharaohs who built the pyramids and their positions and accomplishments are frequently mentioned in inscriptions found throughout the structures. They also provide knowledge about ancient Egypt's religious practices and culture. Hieroglyphics and inscriptions have been discovered on the walls of tombs, and rooms may be found in several of the pyramids. These inscriptions are frequently seen in the coffin, burial chambers, and hallways. For instance, the walls of the Khufu pyramid have inscriptions that detail the pharaoh's accomplishments and the ceremonies carried out for his afterlife. The gods and goddesses who were revered throughout the pharaoh's rule are also described in the inscriptions. The inscriptions also include details about the pharaoh's family and other workers who contributed to the pyramid's building. The ancient Egyptian civilization and religion can be learned from the hieroglyphics and inscriptions found in the pyramids. They provide a window into the pharaoh's lives and the beliefs of the people who erected these magnificent temples. Statues and statues of gods. Another discovery made inside the Egyptian pyramids is statues and statues of the gods. These statues were frequently erected inside the pyramids to safeguard the pharaoh in the afterlife. The statues show the pharaohs and deities thought to have special abilities to guard the deceased. Pharaoh statues were often composed of stone or metal and erected in the pyramid's burial chamber. They were made to show the pharaoh with a strong, majestic attitude and were frequently larger than life size. These statues were intended to depict the pharaoh's authority and status in the afterlife. The pyramids also contained statues of gods and goddesses. These statues were positioned in hallways and chambers of the pyramid and were often constructed of stone, metal, or wood. They were said to be able to safeguard the pharaoh in the afterlife and aid in directing the pharaoh's travels there. Anubis, the god of mummification and burial ceremonies, and Osiris, the god of the afterlife, are two of the most popular gods and goddesses shown in statues inside pyramids. In general, the statues and god statues discovered inside the Egyptian pyramids offer important insight into ancient Egyptian culture's spiritual practices and beliefs. They provide a window into the pharaohs' lives and the beliefs of the people who constructed the pyramids. Canopic jars. In ancient Egyptian burial customs, canopic jars were used to preserve the internal organs of mummies. They were often buried in the pyramid's tomb or burial chamber beside the coffin and other relics of the dead. Many materials, including stone, clay, and metal, were used to make canopic jars. They were frequently adorned with hieroglyphic writing and representations of the 4 sons of Horus, who were thought to guard the organs kept inside the jars. Each jar belonged to a particular son of Horus and was designed to store a particular organ. The lids were engraved with the head of the son of Horus, and the jars were typically arranged in a row. During the mummification process, the internal organs were removed, properly wrapped, and put within the jars. This was done to prevent organ deterioration and guarantee that the deceased might use them in the hereafter. Information about ancient Egyptian beliefs and rituals surrounding death and burial can be learned from canopic jars discovered inside pyramids. They also provide light on the organ's religious importance and how they were regarded as necessary for passage to the afterlife. They also offer a glimpse into the artistry and ability of ancient Egyptian artisans who made these jars. Papyri and scrolls. Another sort of discovery made inside the Egyptian pyramids is papyri and scrolls. Scrolls are made from lengthy strips of parchment, or paper, rolled up, whereas papyri are sheets of paper made from the papyrus plant. Both were widely employed in prehistoric Egypt for writing and preserving records. Religious literature and funerary inscriptions, such as the pyramid texts and coffin texts, which were authored to help the pharaohs through the afterlife, are frequently found on papyri and scrolls discovered inside the pyramids. They also provide details on the building of the pyramid and the rites carried out in preparation for the pharaoh's afterlife. Some papyri have also been discovered that include more commonplace data, such as lists of the materials and supplies used to build the pyramid. Papyri and scrolls inside the pyramids have revealed important details about ancient Egypt's religious rituals and beliefs. They provide a window into the pharaohs' lives and the beliefs of the people who erected these magnificent temples. They also shed light on the ancient Egyptians' methods for writing and preserving records and the significance of religious texts in their culture. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Remember to like and share this video. Until next time.